This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses, where comfort meets innovation, giving you the perfect night's sleep you've been dreaming of. Are you tired of tossing and turning all night, struggling to find a comfortable position? Look no further than Novilla Mattresses, the ultimate sleep solution designed with your comfort in mind. Experience the luxury of a good night's sleep with Novilla's advanced mattress technology. Their mattresses are crafted using the finest materials, providing the perfect balance of support and softness. Whether you prefer a plush feel or a firmer surface, Novilla has a mattress that caters to your unique sleep preference. But what sets Novilla apart from the rest? It's their commitment to innovation and quality. Each mattress is thoughtfully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, reducing pressure points and ensuring you wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated every morning. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to blissful sleep with Novilla's cutting-edge cooling technology. Their mattresses are designed to regulate temperature, keeping you cool and comfortable throughout the night. No more waking up in a sweat, just pure, uninterrupted sleep. Worried about allergens and dust mites? Don't be. Novilla mattresses are hypoallergenic and resistant to common allergens, ensuring a healthier sleep environment for you and your loved ones. And here's the best part. Novilla is committed to affordability. They believe that everyone deserves a great night's sleep without breaking the bank. That's why their mattresses are competitively priced, giving you the best value for your money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already made the switch to Novilla. Even when your mom comes to my place, just know she's getting a great night's sleep, among other things. Experience the difference for yourself and discover what it truly means to sleep like you've never slept before. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% off any purchase you make through Novilla directly. Ready to transform your sleep experience? Visit their website today and choose the Novilla mattress that suits your needs. Your journey to a better night's sleep starts now with Novilla mattresses. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith. Love comes to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, and what is going on, my fellow Schwoglords? What is up? Welcome to yet another episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. What's going on, everyone? How's your day been so far? I'm really ready to stop fucking hearing about football, dude. I don't even like football for the most part. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, how do you not like football? I'm like, I don't know. It's so boring. It's like, it takes 7 hours to play a game. And I swear to God with football, I swear if you edit down when they're actually doing shit, in football, it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes of content, but you have to wait 7 hours for them to finish the game for some reason, It's oh, there's 20 seconds left. We better do a timeout, even though we're behind by 500 points or whatever. Better do a timeout, because this timeout, because I don't know, are we just wasting my time here? Is that what football is? Wasting my time? And I'm tired of hearing, I like Taylor Swift a lot, but I'm tired of hearing about her, I don't want to hear about anyone's relationship, especially someone who's, I'm making a guess here that they're I don't know, I feel like the Travis-Taylor relationship seems very fake. I feel like they're going to break up and then Taylor's going to release Reputation, Taylor's version. I'm just making the guess here. I just have a good feeling about it, I just, a lot of times, when Kanye West, the polar opposite of Taylor, but Kanye West, when he's about to release new music, you're going to notice this too. You're going to see him in the news a lot more, and that's what they usually try to do. They get some hype, get some attention, and then they, you would release your music, It's kind of marketing and how, it's just, sometimes people don't want just an album. Sometimes people want, a little bit more than that. But other than that, though, I had a very stressful week, though. So what happened was, so my computer, basically in the middle of the night, so basically what happens is, you record the episode, you get it edited, and then it takes a little bit of time for it to bounce because the episodes are usually over, close to 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half at the most. And then, then you just, sometimes you have to let it just go overnight, to get And in the morning, when you wake up, it's there. You just upload it. Then I make, everything. Anyways, though, my computer just shut off in the middle of the night. But luckily the episode fully bounced though, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" And I was like trying, and then like the next day, I was like trying to figure out what the hell was going on, with it and everything like that. And then I was like, okay, I guess the battery's dead because it was saying 0% and the light was still going on the Mac charger. So I was like, okay, battery. So I bought a new battery, put it in. Then it's like, it's at 14% and it's not charging. I'm like, fuck, I probably just had to get a new charger. And then, another 2 days passed. And then so I went from like Sunday after the episode bounced to Friday without a computer, which I don't need a computer, like, I'm not like a social media addict or anything, but, I record music, I write music, and, I haven't thought about how much a computer is like the lifeline of like every little creative endeavor I do. So I don't know. So I'm probably going to have to upgrade computers soon. So that's exciting.
Well, damn, Jackie, I can't control the weather.
So that was really stressful, but happy Black History Month, everyone.
Move, bitch, get out my fucking way. It's Black History Month.
Happy birthday to all the black people out there. I don't know. We might do some more stuff this month or not because I'm not black and I don't know. Everything I do either sounds pandering or offensive. So like you can't, if you're normal, that's what happens. I got to tell you, Adventures in Substitute Teaching, a little thing we like to do. I think I am just the master at this shit. Sixth grader, talking shit, how they do. And he proceeds to say, it's like, Mr. Schwag, I bet you can't pull any women. And then I proceeded to tell him, well, I pulled your mom last night. So what does that say? And the whole class erupted. And like, oh, like it was that good. It was good. Just a 30-year-old man roasting an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, just how it is. And I got to tell you, the reaction I got out of the entire class, that reaction I got, possibly, or actually I can confirm probably, that is better than any drug you'll ever have in your entire life. When you roast someone and you have a crowd there and then they all cheer after you just land a good one, I gotta tell you guys, there is no drug that is as good as that. Like, that good feeling, like drugs cannot mimic that feeling. Only bullying children will get that to you. So if you really want that new high, I'm gonna tell you, start roasting 6-year-olds, not 6-year-olds, 6th graders. I gotta tell you, it will change the way you look at the world, how you look at life, and how the world around you will change. The world around you will change when you do that. So, yeah. So, now I'm kind of wanting to, like, I don't know if his mom's single or not. Kind of want to, like, take her out on our date. Just, just to show superiority, just like, you have to show, like, you're the alpha, even though I don't think that's like being an alpha is not like a real thing, but it's like, sometimes you just gotta prove to children that you are better than them. Because once you prove that you are better than a child, that's when they get their wake up call. Because I don't know, as a musician, I know that like, when I'm just feeling really confident, I'm like, I've been playing really well lately, I feel good, like I am the goddamn shit. Then I see someone else play, or I go to a rehearsal and I just suck. And then that's a reality check, and people need that. I want to give this kid a reality. Yeah, so I want to give this kid a reality check because I'll go on a date with his mom or whatever. Would I call her back? No, I don't want to. Like because I feel like if you're gonna date a woman with a child, like at least make sure the child's cool. Like you gotta make like. There's no way I would like date a chick who has like a little Dennis the Menace as a son, I'm like, no, I'm out, I can't do it. So, yeah, so that's a little life lesson for you fellas. If you're wanting to date women with kids, I don't know what to tell you, but the best advice I can give you, I'm like, you don't have to be their dad, but you're probably gonna have to give them rides places. So you're just gonna have to suck that shit up. And you're like, God damn it, I have to give you a ride everywhere, That's like one thing, because I always had friends who live in the country, and it's like, when you live in a small town, you just walk everywhere, or ride your bike when you're a kid. it's like, it's like, it sucks for the kids who live in the country. Like, we just fucking party all day long. That's how it is. And, yeah, so thank you for checking out the show today. I have music all over Spotify, Apple Music, where you stream music at. I should be there. Make sure you're checking that out. I'm also on social media, so check out the Schweezy on social media. That way you get notified or know when I post new things, like I release music or I post new podcasts or I do all my other little shenanigans and see the memes I like to share. Share with all my friends. So definitely go check that out as well. In anywhere social media, it's like at the Schweezy. It should be everywhere. But make sure there are financial ways you can support the show. We do have a Patreon page. We have a Cash App. We have a PayPal. All great ways to say thank you for being a friend and really supporting the show and everything that we do together, But make sure you do all the free shit. Like, make sure if you're listening, make sure you should go check out our YouTube page. Make sure you're subscribed over there as well. And then, because we post highlights, we post shorts, we post everything. So make sure you're checking that out. Leave comments, please. I always want to hear. I'm always asking questions. So I've always liked to hear actual from people, especially even those where it's like, you're fat. I'm like, cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. That was like, this dude has two chins. I'm like, you're just mad because I said the Bible wasn't real. So, something like that. But yeah, so go check that out. If you're listening to the show, obviously on your audio platform, I know Apple and Spotify are the most important. Leave us a review and give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1-star rating. So,
Move, bitch, get out of my fucking way. It's Black History Month.
Let's jump into previous week right now. What is previous week right now, you may be asking? We're just going to go over what happened last week, and I'm just going to read it. I'm just reading news articles. That's all we're doing, and then I'm talking. That's all I'm doing. I'm just hearing myself talk for the most part. As they would say...
Let's just jump into it.
This is from the Roy's Report, and if you've listened to the show before, you know what's about to come next. Mike Bickle had inappropriate sexual conduct with second Jane Doe, likely abused power.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Mike Bickle, founder of the International House of Prayer, Kansas City, had sexual contact with a second previously unreported Jane Doe victim, according to a report from IHOP KC's highly debated third-party investigation released last night. Bickle also, more likely than not, abused his power, the report stated. The 7-page report by Rosalie McNamara of the Lathrop Group also confirmed that Bickle engaged in inappropriate behavior with a primary Jane Doe, whose story was reported exclusively by the Roy's Report in November. Based on all the credible evidence, including his own acknowledgments of contact with the two Jane Does over 20 years ago, it is more likely than not that MB engaged in inappropriate behavior, including sexual contact and clergy misconduct, in an abuse of power for a person in a position of trust and leadership, McNamara's report stated. McNamara's report was based on documents and interviews with some IHOP KC senior leaders, staff, and community members, as well as 4 alleged Jane Does who are denying abuse by Bickle. However, the primary Jane Doe, her attorney, and an advocate group compromised the former IHOP Kansas City top leaders who have become whistleblowers refused to participate in McNamara's investigation because they doubted its independence. In a video posted last night, IHOP Kansas City spokesperson Eric Voles said that IHOP Kansas City's had opened up a line of communication with the AAG and are considering forming a commission of respected leaders to evaluate the matter. The idea of a commission was floated publicly last week by charismatic Christian leader Dr. Michael Brown, who claimed a new direction to resolve the Bickle scandal was needed. The talks are preliminary, but things look promising. So, what was it? So basically, they confirmed, basically confirmed a second Jane Doe's story, all right? So, so it's saying 2 verified. We're not even saying that's all of them. We have 2 verified accounts, obviously, for the most part. And, if they had, standards and accountability you know, this, you know, there shouldn't be that. Like, you know, churches need to have accountability, you know, like, because, like, you know, we talk about, like, the Catholic Church, and, you know, if the Catholic Church, like, this is a problem where our priests are fucking little boys, and we're here to put an end to it. And there's a lot of Catholic priests out there who generally just like, I fucking hate that shit. You know, they didn't say it like that, but they're like, God damn it, fucking ruining my career, you know, ruining their job, like what they're trying to do good in the world, and, you know, like some asshole are like, hello, little boys, and shit like that. But what, like, the Catholic Church as an organization does, instead of like doing probably what should be done, you know, about, you know, these priests, they just move them somewhere else, you know. It's like, you know, it looks pretty bad over here, we're gonna move you somewhere else, you know. Because, like, realistically, you know, in any situation like that, if, like, someone, just one abuse scandal comes out here from a priest or a pastor or whatever, I'm like, done, you know. Like, obviously, you know, like, this is a problem. You know, like, there's one thing, like, you know, cheating on your wife is one thing, but, like, abusing your power to get laid, you know, that's how fucking losers get laid, you know, and shit like that. Like, it's crazy. And that's the thing, though. Like, so much more evidence is coming in, and we're confirming stories about Mike Bickle at this point. Like, you know, there's the allegations, and now we're confirming stories. And, like, we're confirming real things that happened. And, you know, wanted to see what Mike Bickle does. He's laid low a little bit. He has his little followers. He has his, you know, all of his little friends, you know, who are just as evil. If you support Mike Bickle, you're like, I don't know, man. You definitely haven't read the Bible, you know. I love seeing comments all the time that are like, you need to read the Bible. And the thing is, I have a couple times. I've read ESV, NIV, The Message. I think The Message, you know, I've read those three versions. I've read front to back. I've read the Bible, you know, at least 3 times in those 3 versions. And that's probably why I don't believe in that shit anymore. But, you know, it's like, I don't think these people do, or they have studied the Bible and are just using it to manipulate people. You know, and I think, yeah, at the end of the day, how should churches go about abuse? Because, you know, obviously you can't be having these people in positions like that, you know. It's just how it is. But at the same time, you are also the religion of supposedly forgiveness, even though results may vary, and it depends on your skin color also. You know, like, yeah, and so it's like, you should forgive, but, like, you know, it's like, this guy needs to, I mean, like, this guy is bad, dude. Like, they should, like, maybe, let's get Mike Bickle a chastity belt. I think if we get him a chastity belt, I feel like, maybe, like, you walk in to, like, you know, it's like, what, the 24/7 prayer room or whatever. It was like, all right, guys, you got to put on your chastity belts going here. Why do we have to put on chastity belts? Do you know the history of this place, IHOP Kansas City? If you did, then you're understanding why. But if you don't, no one here can keep it in their pants. Like, no one here. It's like everything, almost like everything you pulled up is just like, is like sexually related. Like, all any research you do in it, it's like all sexual. It's like 2 dudes are fucking each other, and he's like, I'm gonna kill my wife or whatever, you know. That's a fun story to get into. Really cool. Little murder, a little gay romance, you know. A little fun stuff. That'd a little fun movie. But anyways, though, Mike Bickle, you are the world. Yeah, I should have found a pitch first before I did that.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
All right, this is from Lex18 out in Lexington, Kentucky. He will forever be in our hearts. Kentucky Groundhog dies on Groundhog's Day.
That's rough, buddy.
We introduced you to Mayor the Groundhog this morning on Lex 18 News at sunrise in celebration of Groundhog Day. He lived at Second Chances Wildlife Center in Bullitt County after he was rescued as a baby. Sadly, the center reports Major died overnight at 10 years old. He was making his impact. We knew this was coming. The center said in a Facebook post his passing was due to age, almost 10, and heart issues brought on by age. He was full of amazing energy up until the end. He will forever be in our hearts. It's a sad day for us at the center, especially those who have been with us his whole life. However, he was able to pass on his predictions to the other groundhogs living at the center, Josie Burrows said. She predicted spring this morning, well, I guess it was spring. I think the official one, it was, they did not see its shadow, because I remember waking up and it was cloudy and foggy AF. No one saw their shadow. Not even, I don't think Shadow the Hedgehog he probably went outside and he probably looked in the mirror and was like, I can't see myself. More winter. I think it would be, like, okay, this is an animal. I just think it would be funny if, after like the ungodly amount of snow, I know in the Midwest we got, just the idea of like he saw 6 more weeks of winter and he just killed himself. He's like, fuck this. Fuck more winter. Fuck this shit. I'm out. He just kills himself. He's like living in, captivity, like perfect captivity where he's like, and I think, isn't it something like the groundhogs that live in captivity? Because like they like live a bit longer, don't they? If I'm right. Or I know I thought I read something about groundhogs. If I read something is I heard it like when I was in elementary school, which apparently if you teach elementary school, you can just lie about a bunch of shit. Like it doesn't matter, because it's going to be like, your teachers didn't tell you the entire truth, like you learn that, like Christopher Columbus was an actual horrible person. And you did not know that because they didn't tell you that in primary school. In primary school, he's a hero. When you're in high school, he's a dick. So you gotta be careful for Christopher Columbus. He's always out to get you, little stupid. And you're like, oh, he's from Spain. You're like, that means he's European, right? Like wearing the tackiest. Like, did you see the outfits he wore, like in his like little portraits or whatever? It's like the tackiest fucking clothes you ever seen. Like, of course they're tacky. It's fucking Spain. No one in Spain knows how to dress themselves. Where am I getting this at? Oh yeah, Christopher Columbus is from Spain, and those guys are tacky, I guess. Europeans are tacky. Like, Europeans, come in the comments at me. Tell me reasons why you're not tacky. Why you're wearing your fucking highlighter green Puma shirt with the matching shoes and like Ed Hardy style distressed jeans and shit like that. Don't tell me you're not tacky if you own that shit. Okay, you can't tell me that. Can't tell me. I've seen, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, though, rest in peace, Mayor. You will be missed. I will probably forget about you by next week, but today we celebrate you. So let's give you the salute, Mayor.
This is America, you dumb son of a bitch, okay?
That's Mayor the Hedgehog, the Groundhog up in heaven, just being like, I was like, how'd you get a job here, fuckface? All right, last article we got here today. This is from Fox 12 Oregon, but it's a story from Florida. So we all know the Florida stories are the best.
This is the type of guy you get.
So, mom banned from dropping kids off at Christian school due to OnlyFans ad on her car. A mom in Central Florida has been banned from dropping her kids off at a private Christian school because of an advertisement for her OnlyFans account on her vehicle. Michelle Klein says the school is making her park across the street, which forces her kids to cross a busy road, go down a sidewalk, and walk through the parking lot to get to school. That is, unless she takes the ad for the adult content side off her car. Klein goes by the name Piper Fawn to promote her adult content. She has a large decal that stretches across her vehicle's back windshield to promote promote her OnlyFans account. She says her adult content is her business and her way of life. My husband and I had this, little wild, behind closed door lifestyle that we've now decided to share, she said. But other parents at Liberty Christian Prep don't want their children seeing any advertisements for the kind of content. Lexi Thomas is one of those parents. That's a distraction to my children, Thomas said. And no matter how poorly or how good I parent, porn is there. And that's kind of the first thing they're seeing when they're going into a place that should be educating them. Thomas also said that the decal is distracting because of its large size. It's not just a tiny little emblem on the back of the car, it is taking up the entire windshield, she said. After several parents complained, the school told Klein she has to drop her kids off across the street. Other parents say there's an easy solution to the problem. Klein should just take the decal off her car. And that one seemed like an easy thing to say, for sure, Klein said. But for me, it supports my family. This provides a very comfortable way of life for us. And it's legal, I pay taxes just like everyone else, but I'm not breaking the law. I just offended people. Klein says she wants the school, at the very least, to provide someone to help her kids get across the street safely. So, first of all, who is this bitch? Lexi Thomas. I'm gonna make a guess here. Single parent. I'm guessing single parent here. Because usually, I've made an assumption here. Usually the bitchiest of moms are usually divorced. Or they, they have a one night stand maybe because they're too fucking stupid to put on a condom or whatever, or they fuck guys who are just like, yeah, I'm wearing a condom. You're just like, wow, that feels good. You're like, well, I wonder man, these condoms are great. And there's like some dude just busting nuts inside this bitch. And then, yeah, so if like I said, really bitchy women, like guys, don't fuck those two. You're just like, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. And then, and then she's like, I'm pregnant. And now you have to deal with this bitch the rest of your life, So wear a condom. So if you're Lexi Thomas's kids, I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to tell you, sucks to have your mom. I'm just going to make a point here. And now we get into the debate. So she has her OnlyFans advertisement on her car, and then she's dropping her kids off at a Christian school. I would just fucking do it anyways. I'm like, fuck you. If this is a problem, you're going to have to, give accommodations to my kids, for what it is. Even though, lady, people out there, I know you think OnlyFans is fun, and I agree sex work is real work. But if you have kids, you need to stop fucking on camera if you have kids, Because, middle school and high school is hard enough for kids. It is a hard time to be alive. Your body's changing. Everyone fucking hates you. Your parents probably hate you too. And that was my case. My parents just hated me. I think they just don't like me. And shit like that. And don't give other kids ammo to bully your kid. And you're like, tell your mom to fucking do anal on her OnlyFans, And, and it is, I get it at a point, yeah, you shouldn't be advertising your porn, at school, I think vaping's a thing, and if a kid vapes, that's one thing, but, advertising, vapes to kids, we all agree that's, very wrong. They shouldn't be advertising, stuff that's supposed to be you're supposed to be 21 years or older to have. You shouldn't be advertising it to kids. You should be advertising it to adults. That's why you put hot women. And then you'll be like, yeah, now I want to fucking try Zen, so I kind of understand it. But yeah, I don't know, because this is her job, and you wouldn't tell someone else to be if, I put I have cancel Schweezy stickers, and they're kind of I place them up places, and there's a little QR code there. That way, if people are curious, they go to it and then they see the show, it's a good way. If I had that on the back of my car, the entire windshield, in the schools, you can't be advertising your shit, or whatever. Maybe, because it's a difficult thing, because there's one hand be fuck the school, do whatever you want. That's my first reaction. But then it's also, I'm yeah, you shouldn't be advertising porn to children, that's me too. I teach. I don't talk about porn with kids, that's fucking weird. And first of all, there's such an age gap. I don't think we should be looking at the same porn either, Like, you shouldn't be looking at the same porn your dad looks at, guys. Like, that's just a life lesson from me. Don't look at the same porn your dad looks at. But overall, I'm curious to hear about this. Clearly, Lexi Thomas is a bitch, but do you think that, what's this bitch's name? Piper Fawn, Michelle Klein or whatever, should she be allowed to advertise, Like, yeah, she should be able to advertise, but, like, yeah, I kind of get the school, but also at the same time, like, she has to go across the street from the school, and it's a busy street, and there's no one to look, but, that's why the crossing guards exist or whatever, It happens all the time. But, yeah, maybe send your kid to, I know, like, this is kind of the problem, because, like, private schools, like, are technically supposed to be better, because it's just, like, they, if a kid's, like, a little shit, they just kick them out, But, like, public schools, they can only do so much, So, like, I don't know, but I would never want to send my kid to a Christian school. I'm like, that just sounds like they're going to get molested. To be honest, they're going to get molested at a Christian school. That's what it sounds like. But who knows? That's just me. And, you can't be at a Christian school, or whatever. Whatever. How am I going to end this,
Here's something to think about.
FNX Fitness, the ultimate destination for fitness enthusiasts looking to reach their peak performance and achieve their health goals. Are you tired of the same old fitness routines that leave you feeling uninspired and unmotivated? Look no further than FNX Fitness, where they bring a fresh and innovative approach to your fitness journey. At FNX Fitness, they believe that true fitness goes beyond just physical strength. It's about nourishing your body and mind and soul to unlock your full potential. That's why they offer a wide range of high-quality supplements and products designed to support your active lifestyle. Fuel your workouts and enhance your recovery with the scientifically formulated supplements. From pre-workout energizers to post-workout recovery blends, FNX Fitness has you covered every step of the way. Their products are carefully crafted using premium ingredients, ensuring you get the nutrients you need to perform at your best. But FNX Fitness is more than just supplements. It's a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for fitness and well-being. Join their supportive community and gain access to expert advice, workout tips, and motivational content that will keep you inspired and on track towards your goals. They understand that fitness is a personal journey, which is why they offer a wide range of products to cater to your individual needs. Whether you're a seasoned athlete looking to take your performance to the next level, or a beginner taking your first steps towards a healthier lifestyle, FNX Fitness has the tools and resources to support you every step of the way. But don't just take my word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already experienced the FNX Fitness difference. Transform your fitness routine and unlock your full potential with FNX Fitness. And using our code in the description, you can save 15% off your order from their website. Ready to take your fitness to the next level? Visit their website on your nearest retailer today and discover the power of FNX Fitness. Elevate your performance, fuel your passion, and become the best version of yourself with FNX Fitness. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Cash App, the easiest way to send, spend, and save money with just a few taps on your phone. Are you tired of dealing with the hassle of carrying cash or waiting in long lines at the bank? With Cash App, you can say goodbye to those inconveniences and hello to a seamless financial experience. Sending money to friends and family has never been easier, whether you're splitting the bill at dinner, paying your share of rent, or simply sending a birthday gift. Cash App lets you transfer money instantly, directly from your bank account. No need to worry about writing checks or handling physical cash anymore. But Cash App doesn't stop there. It's complete financial ecosystem right at your fingertips. Use the app to easily pay for your morning coffee, groceries, or even your monthly subscriptions. With just a simple scan or tap, you can make purchases at millions of locations, both online and offline. And here's the best part. Cash App helps you save money too. With its innovative Boost feature, you can unlock exclusive discounts and cashback rewards at popular retailers, restaurants, and even your favorite services. It's like having your own personal saving assistant, always looking out for the best deals. Worried about security? Cash App has you covered. With top-notch encryption and advanced security features, your financial information is always protected. Plus, if you have ever had any questions or concerns, Cash App's dedicated customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you. So why wait? Join millions of satisfied users and experience the convenience, speed, and savings that Cash App brings to your financial life. Download the app today from your app store and start spending and saving money like never before. Luckily, the best part is, if you sign up using the link in the description, you get a free $5 just for signing up. That's literally just free money. So join Cash App today. The future of money is here. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Move, bitch, get out of my fucking way. It's Black History Month.
It is Black History Month, so in honor of Black History Month, I have decided that we need to talk about Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney+. Because nothing says Black History Month like a fictional story involving Greek gods, you know. There are black people in the show, though, so I want to talk about it. I never read the Percy Jackson books. I was kind of, I don't know, those 2000 movies, even though they did have Alexandria Daddario, who, she's just too, you know, like, she's one of those, like, ladies who are just too pretty for their own good, you know. She's a good actress, you know. She's good. She's great. Yeah, I remember that. I remember she was in that, but other than that, yeah, though, I remember the 2000 ones, and it was just not good. And apparently, I am not alone in that assessment. There have been many people who are like, yeah, they just missed it, you know, because I don't, you know, because it's a book to movie it's a movie adaptation of a book. So like, obviously things have to change, because in a book you could just say what's, you know, what it looks like, describe it, but when you get to like a film or whatever, it has to be, you have to show it, you know. So a lot of things are said and show it. So that's why some adaptations are not the best. Sometimes, like, an adaptation like The Shining is good, but it does not do justice to the source material. One thing I heard going into this, when they kind of greenlit everything in the first trailer, is what I was told is that it would be that the author of it was like Rick Riordan. He was like, they got this shit right, and they cast Percy. It was the kid who played young Ryan Reynolds in that one movie. I think that was him, and like, yeah, that kid's great. He's a good. He saw actually all the kid acting in this show. I actually generally thought it wasn't that bad. And by not that bad is I wasn't distracted by it. So it could have been bad. I don't know, but I wasn't distracted by it. So it was good. But yeah, apparently it did justice to the source material. Everyone's saying it's like good justice to the source material and stuff like that. And yeah, I've always been interested, and I was like, I don't really want to I'm just going to wait till the show, and then if I want to get into the books, I will. AKA, I'm going to watch a couple videos of like book versus show adaptation, you know, like the differences between the two. And then you get to learn like a little bit more details about it, because something, like I said, like in like a movie or film, TV show adaptation, something like that, a lot of things that are described in the book have to be shown. And so, like, what I knew going in, it was like, these are all these kids that are like children of Greek gods, and then, you know, Percy's the son of Poseidon, king of Half-Blood. That's like what I kind of knew going in. Basically just like a sales pitch of the story to me. I'm like, I mean, this sounds really cool. So obviously, like, it's a really cool concept of an idea. But yeah, let's look at the show. Let's go episode by episode, and
let's just jump into it.
And let's just talk about each episode. I'll summarize it. Let's see how much we could talk about in 30 minutes. So the first one, I accidentally vaporized my pre-algebra teacher. So like, we're introduced to Percy Jackson. Percy's like, I'm different. Apparently I see shit, and weird shit happens to me all the time, and I can't explain it. And no one explains it, you know. For the most part, no one explains, you know. Till the last minute, Percy gets to know his like origin story. You know, he has a crippled Latin teacher who's apparently a centaur, you know, apparently in the magic wheelchair. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. I would not want to be disabled if I was, you know. I don't know, man. If I can walk, and I don't know. That's you know. Yeah, at the beginning of it, he was like, oh no, his other Latin teacher or whatever, like, she like tries to attack him and he kills her with his like magic sword thing, or pen sword, that the teacher gave him. And then he pushes a girl into the fountain who's been like annoying him. And I'm like, she deserved it. I would have done more, but she deserved it. And then he gets expelled. And like, yeah, his friend Grover, who we're going to get back into in a little bit, fucking rats him out. I'm like, you goddamn piece of shit. I was so fucking mad. I'm like, fuck the Grover. Fuck that guy. And then eventually he goes on a trip with his hot mom. Thank you, Disney. First of all, thank you. Casting a hot mom. And I don't know if she has kids. The actress has kids. She's like 40. She was born in 81. So it's like, the idea is like, oh, she realistically could be a mom. And so that's nice, because a lot of times they'll hire like women way younger than the role they're supposed to be, but men who are older can play younger, crazy shit like that. But they actually had age appropriate, and she was hot, Thank you, Disney. You listened, and we replied, age appropriate hot moms. Like, that's all, like, especially in kids content, because parents are watching this shit with their kids. If you're making a kids show, I'm not saying to make it for adults, but I'm just saying make the mom hot, We all want to see it, and guess what? There are plenty of hot moms out there you can cast. There are a million hot moms you can be that are actresses, you can hire all them. So eventually, they go, they have his mom at the very last minute. It's like, Percy, you're a demigod. That means you're half Greek god, half of your hot mom. And last minute, and then we find out that fucking Grover is a satyr, and they're attacked by a minotaur, and like his mom gets dusted like Thanos, and I was so fucking pissed when I saw the mom get dusted. I'm like, fuck this show. And then I'm like, but then, I remembered in my little TV tropes that like, if you don't see a dead body, they're not dead, and I didn't see it. I'm like, she's still alive. I know she's still alive. Come on, hot mom, hot mom, hot mom. Sally Jackson is a hot mom. And then we're on to episode 2. Percy is at Camp Half-Blood. Now, the thing, what makes Camp Half-Blood so special? It is a camp. But also, this area, like, monsters can't enter this area. Because apparently, I can't just fucking say it. I have to use the sound drop. Because apparently all these monsters just want to fucking murder demigod, like children of God. They just want to murder all of them. That's all they want to do. They just want to murder. No reason. These kids didn't do shit. I would be so mad. I'm like, okay, so my dad's a dick. My dad I've never met in my life is a dick. And now they're all trying to kill me. Okay, I'm like, this is not fair. I'm like, hey guys, go after my dad. I'm not part of this problem, Percy doesn't know who his dad is, though. So he's like, you're a demigod. We don't know who's your dad, though. I'm like, what? Like, it's like they had, like, was it Mr. or Chiron? Is Mr. Brunner, I'll say Chiron from now on, but, like, Chiron's been, like, there protecting him. Grover's been protecting him. Grover's not been doing a very good job, by the way. Grover kind of sucks, and I'm not blaming the actor, because the actor doesn't suck. He just played a character that sucked. Different from Grandpa Joe. And so he gets sent to Hermes' cabin, because Hermes' cabin is like, he'll like, oh, my children be here, but if you don't know your parents, you can stay here too. Hermes is the one that's not a dick, but he is kind of a dick when you get to him in the episode. So Hermes' cabin, like, half of it's unclaimed, half of them claimed and shit like that. Then what was it? God of War. Who's fucking the God of War? It's not Hermes. Who the fuck is? Okay, now wait. I know this. Who's the fucking Ares? That's it. So like, yeah. Ares kids are a bunch of assholes, The monster should kill those kids. I'm just saying, let's kill the God of War's kids, They all want to go after Percy. And then he uses, like, toilet water power to repel them. And none of the kids are like, I wonder what Greek god he is a kid of, because he's unclaimed, but he has magical water powers. No one knows who his dad is. There's no specific Greek god about water. There's none of them. No one knows still. And then eventually, they play capture the flag, and then Poseidon finally claims, Percy as his kid. Finally, after like 13 years, he finally claims his kid. And then, it's a pretty big deal after a couple situations of having magical water powers. Everyone's like, oh, that's Poseidon's kid? No shit. No shit. The moment you see him using water powers and you're like, he doesn't know which Greek god is his dad, I'm like, okay. But after you find out, like, Percy's dad is Poseidon, you're curious about, like, his stepdad, Gabe, because for some reason he has a stepdad, which I'm just curious, like, how do you go from Poseidon, the god of the sea, to Gabe, a degenerate gambler, unemployed too. His job is gambling. That's his job. Like, my job is gambling. Like, it would make more sense to just sell pictures of your feet. Than playing games of, like, luck and chance and some, like, I know it requires skill to do that, but there's a little bit of luck and chance and, shit like that. But apparently, after finding out it's Poseidon's son, everyone's like, oh yeah, Zeus thought you stole his thunderbolt. And you're like, he didn't even know who his dad was. Like, clearly they could probably communicate with Zeus. Hey, Zeus, he didn't steal your lightning bolt, okay? That would have been easy thing, but they're Greek gods, so they're fucking stupid. So they're like, yeah, but Percy, you can't fly across the country. Somehow all these Greek gods live in America now, too, for some fucking reason. They're like, all right, Percy, you have to go into the underworld. It's in Los Angeles. We're like in New York, somewhere, like maybe upstate New York. Sounds correct. Like it sounds like correct. It's like correct or whatever. It was like in Los Angeles, but you can't fly, so you have to take the bus, and then everyone's attacking them on the bus and shit. So they have to go to the underworld, get Zeus's lightning bolt, and then also save his mom because his mom's in the underworld right now too. So obviously we got to save the mom. I'll be like, we're gonna save Percy. I'm like, fuck Zeus's thunderbolt. I'm gonna save I would save his mom too. Dude, I would save Percy's mom. And so he takes Annabelle, and for some reason he picks fucking Grover to go with him too. Or whatever. And then there was like a prophecy. They were like, oh, one of your friends is gonna betray you. And I'm like, that's gonna be fucking Grover for sure, dude. That dude's a fucking pussy. He ain't no ride or die.
First of all, ride or die, bitch.
So they start on their little journey to get find Zeus's master bolt, because I think in Hades is starting some shit or whatever. So they make it to New Jersey for some reason. They run into Medusa, and does it make sense that Medusa lives in New Jersey? I mean, kind of, yeah. It makes this is funny. Like, don't go to New Jersey, guys. Why? That's where Medusa lives, and shit like that. So they have a little thing with Medusa. They have a whole thing. Medusa's kind of hot though, so minus the fact that you're turning to stone. I feel like you're not going to get. Sounds like you're just going to get scammed if you try to hook up with Medusa. And actually, yeah, they do go. And it's weird because they're trying to. It was like Medusa was like, I'm actually a good person because like the story of Medusa, and she was like in love with someone, and then Athena was like, "Fuck you," and then cursed her, And like Medusa, like that's the part of the story of Medusa. Like she did nothing wrong, but she's also like, don't look at her too, like that. She's like that. What happens is they put Annabeth's magic invisible hat, which is way too overpowered. Dude, like it's way too overpowered. And then they like cut her head off, and then they use her head to turn some demon into stone or whatever, and then they mail Medusa's head to fucking Mount Olympus, which is the top of the Empire State Building for some reason, And then you find out Hermes is played by fucking Lin-Manuel Miranda, and you're just like, I liked Hamilton, but I don't want too much of this guy, And so, anyways, though, after Medusa's funhouse, Percy, Annabeth, my favorite fucking episode 4. So Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, they're on the train going to Los Angeles, and then obviously there's a chimera, poisons Percy, and then they get into a fight, and then he falls through the. It's just funny. They're on a train. They're like oh my gosh, we're getting under attack. Let's get to safety. And their safety is downtown St. Louis. Just, if you don't know downtown St. Louis, best thing I could say is possibly a very dangerous place. Can be a very dangerous place. You just gotta, first of all, don't show people you're afraid. I just think it's funny, like, where are we gonna go to the safety fucking downtown St. Louis? And then, they're fighting. And then he falls, like, straight out of the top of the arch. And then he lands in the Mississippi River. I think it's like the delta where Mississippi and Missouri meet. So I always thought it was that, but apparently it's straight up the Mississippi where he fell into. Apparently in the book, they got this wrong where, like, he falls straight under, the arch and then lands directly in the water, which if you've been to the arch, that's not where the river is. So at least in the show, I think they had to, like, water hand grabbed him and threw him in the water. Then he was able to heal from the poison, and then and they're on their way. I just thought it was hilarious that they're like, we need to get to safety downtown St. Louis. And be like, we need to get to safety. Let's go to Baltimore, Maryland. Just like where everyone wants to kill you for no reason. And then, Poseidon saves him. He's like, all right, we need to meet in Santa Monica later, and that's gonna come up later. Now then we're moving on to episode 5. They run into Ares, and Ares is like, I need my shield back. Can you get me a shield and I'll get you to Los Angeles? They're like, okay. So they go, and then there's like the magic chair or whatever. It was Hephaestus's magic chair that you sit in it and you turn to gold stone thing, and that way they get the shield. But then Hephaestus is like, Can I have Percy back? And he's like, sure. And then Percy's back alive. I'm like, he's like, Percy's always like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. But he's the main character of this entire series. I'm like, unless we're getting near an ending or some sort, like, he's not gonna die. Like, he's not gonna die. And so they get the shield and they come back and you make the trade. But they get to Las Vegas because, like, oh no, they have to go to Vegas, convince Hermes to get them the rest of the way there. And so, especially that episode. But you're like, I think Ares is up to something. The god of war, he's probably up to some shit. So, yeah, eventually they get to Vegas, okay? So they go to Vegas, and they run into Lin-Manuel Miranda. But if you remember in, like, the Odyssey, like, the lotus flowers, I guess they're trying to make it that way. Like, where, like, you lose track of time and shit like that, and you're there longer than you are. But the way, like, they pump that air into a Las Vegas casino, because I guess the joke is, like, in Vegas, time just goes by really quickly, and, like, casinos don't have windows, so you don't so that your perception of time is gone, so you spend more money at the it's just, I can't blame them. It's just a business strategy, they have to find him, and Grover's almost fucking chasing little Peter Pan over here, like fucking video games, addicted, and forgetting everything he's supposed to be doing and shit like that. Eventually, they kind of convince Hermes to let them use his car, and he's like, and shit like that, and it's like, it'll work, it'll take you anywhere you want to go after you get out of the fucking parking garage. And then they get, after that funny little scene, they get out of the parking garage, they make it, but they know a couple days have passed. So by the time they get to fucking Santa Monica, Poseidon's like, oh yeah, you arrived too late, sorry. I'm like, bro, Poseidon said he can't meet you here because you guys were late. And you're like, I don't know, man. If I was a dad, I'd probably make time for my kids. That's just me, though. They're trying to make, like, Poseidon, like, a really good guy, but, like, isn't Poseidon known for being a fucking shit, I don't know. So Percy, okay, so my notes. Percy learns from Nereid that his quest deadline has passed, and yeah, that's his little assistant. Prepare for war, because apparently if he didn't return the Thunderbolt, he was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Poseidon, even though you're like, who would steal my Thunderbolt? My brother, Poseidon or Hades? I'm like, doesn't Hades always doing shit, He's always starting shit. Anyways, though, he gets like 4 pearls, and that's how you escape the underworld, is with pearls. So 3 for the main characters, and then, 1 for the hot mom. So then, now we're going into the underworld. We make it, it's in a fucking waterbed store. It's just in a fucking, it's in a waterbed store. That's where the entrance to the underworld is. It's just a fucking waterbed store. Which I'm like, the water, are there still like full ass stores dedicated to waterbeds? Like, I know, like, I bet some furniture stores still have waterbeds, but like, I don't think it's like their main selling point. Oh yeah, and then, Cerebus, the 3-headed dog, they have to run away from that thing, and fucking Grover gets eaten and loses his goddamn pearl, because it's fucking Grover. It's fucking Grover. Eventually make it, oh yeah, and this weird thing, there's like this weird pit that they almost fall into, and Grover's wearing the magic shoes that help him fly. He got from Luke, and then once it goes away, it turns back into the Master Bolt or whatever, and shit like that. It turns back into that shit. And they're like, huh, that's weird, Then they get to Hades' palace, and Hades offers a deal because he needs like his helm, which is just a helmet or whatever. So Percy has to just fucking, and Percy realizes it was Kronos all along.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And so, yeah, they get to the beach, and then they're just fucking going at it. I think they're getting ready to go at it. And then we get to episode 8, the final episode here. We're finally at the end of it. So Percy just whoops Ares, the shit out of him, gets the helmet. Gets the helmet to, Hades, and he's like, you better fucking honor our deal. And he does. He does honor his deal. So that's cool. And then I guess so now they have to find Zeus, and so Zeus is playing for war because he needs his bolt back. So like they eventually go to the Empire State Building, and then he just like drops Master Bolt and like, let me see Zeus, and then they go see Zeus. And then Zeus is black, by the way, which is, I mean, like, is fine. I don't mind him. I don't mind Black Zeus, but it's just weird that it's kind of like his other two siblings, because it's like Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon, but like Poseidon and Hades are white, and then Zeus is black. So I mean, I don't know how genetics work for gods and shit like that, but Zeus is black, by the way, so it kind of throws you off a little bit. It's not that bad, but Poseidon's just like, hey, let's pretend we fought and I lost, and I'll just surrender or whatever, or whatever. So Zeus agrees to that because obviously it's like, it's not our fault. It's, this is a Kronos problem. Kronos is coming at us, and so we got to get ready for Kronos. He's the real bad guy. So he goes back to Camp Half-Blood, and then, eventually we found out the friend that was getting ready to betray Percy, it was Luke all along. So yeah, after Luke leaves or whatever, and then they're like, War with Kronos is coming. Let's meet back in a year, gang. And so Percy gets to go back, live with his hot mom, and the day is saved. The quest is complete. The day is saved, except Kronos is still coming. And then in a mid-credit scene, Gabe gets turned to stone by Medusa. And I don't know, shit like that just freaks me out, It's like, I guess Gabe is dead now, unless they figure out a way to unstone people or whatever. And that is Percy Jackson, season 1. I guess hopefully they're gonna continue adapting the books. And this was supposed to be an adaptation of The Lightning Thief. That's what I was trying to remember. And apparently kids at the school I was working at were reading The Lightning Thief too. And they're not reading it because they don't know what dyslexia, because they didn't know what dyslexia or hyperactive was. But yeah, that was Percy Jackson. Overall, great show. Solid. Apparently a great adaptation. But I still have some nitpicks to go over. First of all, I thought Grover was going to betray Percy 100%. I was like, fuck, because that guy, he sold Percy out like beginning of the show. And just, I'm like, fuck you, Grover. I would not do that. If I was Grover, what I would have done in that situation would be like, I didn't see it. I would have just been denied seeing it. Can't start shit, whatever. Yeah, so, obviously it makes sense. I think the good adaptation, because I remember the old movies, it was like Percy was like a 17-year-old, and he has to be 13. Like, that's the That's what he is in the book. And it makes more sense having him 13. It would be like doing like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, basically, but Harry's 17. He's like going to his first year of Hogwarts. I'm like, it doesn't make sense because they're supposed to be little kids going on a little adventure, and then they get older, and that's the whole point. Like they're in school, like obviously. So I thought this was way better than that. That makes way more sense, and so definitely know that, and they got the characters right and shit like that too. My biggest thing, if I was in Percy's shoes, because everything has to come back to me, is that after all these gods are having their speech, I'm like, leave me out of your goddamn problems. I'm not a part of this, Like, tell the monsters to go away, and then be like, tell them I'm out. I'm not with you guys. I'm like, I'm out. I'm just gonna live a normal life, a little dyslexic, I'm gonna learn how to read, and then I'm gonna live my life. Like, leave me the fuck alone, dude, for real. Zeus, leave me out of your goddamn personal. First of all, no one knew I existed, and then all of a sudden they knew I existed. And you're like, you stole it, didn't you? I'm like, what? Are you accusing him of shit? That he didn't do? Like, come on, Zeus. Like, you know better. Also, I'm curious to the question: can you kill gods in this world? Obviously, I know they're powerful, but and the gods are like. Remember, like, gods have to follow rules or whatever? Like, that's the thing. And then, like, demigods don't have to follow the rules. So it's like, demigods don't have to follow rules. There's a rule they can probably kill the gods. I'm like, you know how much problems would be solved if they just killed Zeus? Like, Zeus, like, if you read those old stories, I'm like, Zeus is kind of a dick and an asshole. Like, if you killed Zeus, you just kill all of them. Like, they're not doing good in the world. They're making the world an entire worse place. If I was in that world, I'd be fucking Gore the God Butcher, just fucking slitting necks, and like I saw fucking Lin-Manuel Miranda, I'm just slit his neck. No, I like him. I don't know him. I don't know. But yeah, you would see me. But I think the moral of this story is, if you're a Greek god listening to this show, keep it in your fucking pants, okay? You're like the International House of Prayer in Kansas City. Like, it's just basically Greek gods. The same shit, different toilet, as I like to say. Drizzly, the ultimate convenience for all your alcohol needs, delivered right to your doorstep. Tired of making last-minute trips to the liquor store or dealing with crowded aisles and long checkout lines? With Drizzly, your favorite drinks are just a few taps away, making your alcohol shopping experience easier and more enjoyable than ever before. Drizzly brings the liquor store to you, offering an extensive selection of beer, wine, spirits, and more. Browse their vast catalog of top-quality brands, local favorites, and specialty beverages, all conveniently organized on their user-friendly app or website. With Drizzly, there's no need to leave the comfort of your home. Simply choose your favorite drinks, place your order, and let their reliable delivery partners handle the rest. Whether you're hosting a party, relaxing after a long day, or simply stocking up for the weekend, Drizzly ensures that your drinks are delivered promptly and securely. But Drizzly isn't just about convenience, it's about choice. Discover new flavors, explore unique craft brews, or find the perfect bottle of wine to complement your meal. With Drizzly's vast selection, you have the freedom to choose exactly what you want when you want it. Worried about the hassle of age verification? Drizzly has you covered. Their delivery partners are trained to ensure responsible alcohol delivery, making sure that only those of legal drinking age receive their orders. Your safety and the safety of your community is their top priority. Join the millions of satisfied customers who have already embraced the convenience and simplicity of Drizzly. Say goodbye to the hassle of traditional alcohol shopping and hello to the ease of having your favorite drinks delivered to your doorstep. That's not all. Using our link in the description gives you $5 off your first order, which can greatly enhance your night, if you know what I'm saying. Ready to elevate your drinking experience? Download the Drizzly app or visit our website today and experience the future of alcohol shopping. Cheers to a new way of enjoying your favorite drinks with Drizzly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Honey, your ultimate online shopping companion that saves you time and money effortlessly. Are you tired of endlessly searching for coupon codes or missing out on the best deals when shopping online? Say goodbye to those frustrations and hello to Honey, the free browser extension that revolutionizes your online shopping experience. Honey is your personal shopping assistant that automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes at checkout, helping you save money with just a few clicks. No more wasted time scouring the internet for discounts. Honey does the work for you, ensuring you never miss out on a great deal again. But Honey doesn't stop at coupon codes. it goes the extra mile to ensure you get the best price possible. With Honey's innovative price history feature, you can track the price changes of your favorite products over time. This means you'll always know if you're getting the best deal or if it's better to wait for a price drop. And the best part, Honey works seamlessly with over 30,000 online retailers, including popular brands across fashion, tech, home goods, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new wardrobe, upgrading your electronics, or sprucing up your living space, Honey has your back, ensuring you get the best value for your money. Worried about privacy and security? Rest assured, Honey is committed to protecting your personal information. They never sell or share your data, and their browser extension is designed with top-notch security measures to keep your online shopping experience safe and secure. Join the millions of satisfied users like me who have already saved millions of dollars with Honey. Download the Honey browser extension today and unlock a world of savings every time you shop online. Don't miss out on an incredible deal and the chance to save money effortlessly. Experience the power of Honey and take your online shopping to a whole new level. Honey, the sweetest way to shop online. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. It is time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where we call Ask Schweezy and I answer questions for you. That's how it is. That's what you're looking into.
This is the type of guy you get.
So, yeah, let's
just jump into it.
Do guys actually enjoy eating pussy? I always wondered about this. I mean, I love getting it, but curious what the experience is of the one down there. Yeah, I would say, I think it's different for every guy, but I think most men need to be okay with it. I mean, if you don't like eating pussy, I mean, to be honest with you, you do it for the love of the game. You don't even do it for her, you do it for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everything has to be about yourself. Like, that's obviously how life works, is like you just make everything about yourself, and that's how it is. But yeah, most men, some men don't, and I think it's just because it's all give and no receive on that end, even though technically, I mean, there is a way you can, but, there are different ways, but mostly, yeah, I think it's that. So, it's like, how many girls out there don't like sucking dick? Usually those women are single. And but yeah, no, I think most guys do. I mean, like, if the hygiene's bad down there, it's not fun. Like, it's the same I think it should be the same rules, men and women, same rules. Like, if it smells bad, you queef while he's going down on you, that'll do. Or you fart, like, you don't do that, when someone's going down on you, you don't do that, but that could be a problem. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if we're being honest here, like, if a guy doesn't like eating pussy, he's probably gay. Like, you do it for the love of the game. Like, that's how I always saw it. Like, you do it because you love the game, and game is game. That's what it is. Game is game. So, fellas, if you're like, I really don't like eating pussy, I'm like, you're probably gay.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
And Pride Month is in June, so we'll celebrate you guys. We'll celebrate you guys who don't go down on women. And to quote the great Smash Mouth, a king who doesn't is no king at all. And that was Steve. Rest in peace, Steve Harwell. So you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. So that's the answer to that. My boyfriend thinks the fact that a girl is 17 is sexy. Am I overreacting by reconsidering our whole relationship because of this? You are not overreacting. Because, yeah, that's weird. So, like, your boyfriend thinks the fact, like, a girl being 17 is sexy to him. Like, that means he thinks it's sexy that a girl isn't 18 yet. That's just like, there is something wrong there. Like, that should be a red flag, and you should try to do that, because, I mean, like, for one thing, like, here's something to it. Obviously, dating underage people is wrong. That's wrong. Even if like they wanted it to, like, there's some mental gymnastics you have to go through. Like, when we get to like middle school, it's like they look like small children, and that is really gross. But at least high school girls, like they do, most of them or some of them do look like they're adults, and so like, like seeing them as attractive isn't wrong, but like doing, trying to date them and pursue them, that's where it gets like wrong and stuff like that. I think it's mainly just mental maturity, like, I don't know, if you're you're 25 and you're dating a 17-year-old, like, what I tell my students all the time is that, like I tell the girls, like, if a guy says you're mature for your age, he is a loser. And fellas, if you're thinking about saying that to me, don't be a loser, And it's just kind of loser talk. And I think, and like the weird thing, I think why he probably thinks it's sexy is because, as we all get old, because we're all stupid when we're young, and then, and we're only stupid just because life experience. We haven't had life experience yet, but then someone who has had life experience, it's very manipulative in a way, and that's what makes it wrong. The real problem here with wanting to date underage women is it's wrong. That's the real problem here. But no, I think, the fact that he thinks it's attractive, like a girl who's attractive that you can manipulate and groom and shit like that is a red flag. What can I say? Be like, what do I say? Yeah, you should probably not be with this guy. He's a loser, clearly. If he's like, I want to date a 17-year-old, he's a fucking loser. You can go in there. And the fact that I don't know why he's dating you if you think 17-year-olds are sexy, why don't you play the game and try to go to prison or something like that, you dude? Like, because that's kind of gross. Does dating get easier for men and harder for women as they get older? Something I'm curious about, as I have seen a large number of younger men, example in their 20s, post about how hard they have finding dating. On the other hand, where women express their difficulties in trying to find dating in their 30s. So I'm wondering, is it actually a thing where women are more able to date in their 20s, with it getting more difficult as they age, and men struggle to date in their 20s, but it gets easier as they enter their 30s? Okay, so I'm going to have to start off saying this here because someone's going to get mad. Not everyone is like this. Everyone's different, but from what I have observed in our world, here's what I can tell you, is that for a man, what they find as attractive, is, they're looking more for beauty and stuff like that. Where women, they're looking for more like financial security, maturity, similar on those lines. So like a woman, or like you hear a lot of women who say, like, I'm into, like, guys who are older than me, like 10 or 20 years older than me, and that's the kind of person I want to date, who's, like, just probably rich, like, you're one of those type of women, and stuff like that. And so, like, say, like, you're in your 30s, you have your finances figured out, like, you kind of have, your life figured out, before hoes, and stuff like that. And so that's an attractive quality. So, like, for men getting older, it's easier, and I don't know why women find older men more attractive than like boys and shit like that, which I don't know. It's, so that's one thing. And that's why women, in their 20s, when they're young and still attractive and haven't gotten fat yet from kids or whatever, like that's why men are like, oh, that's perfect, and it's like, and a little take I'm not interested in, but like if we pretend like we all have mileage on our, like we're all cars and we have mileage on us, like men, like by the time a woman gets to 30, they could have a lot of mileage on her, which for some guys is a problem. Some other guys, it's not a problem for other people. So, it's like that, it's like, oh, you want to get with me now that you're fat, have kids with a guy you're not married to, and, now you want to date me now that I have my shit together and your life is falling apart, it is. So, yeah, it's definitely something to generally think about. Like, if you're a guy, it's like, I've like, I'm like in my 30s and like all my Christian friends are all getting ready for their second marriage, It's like, oh, your clock's running out? Like, the clock's never going to run out for me. Like, when it comes to like dating or having kids, for me as a guy, you know, like that clock's never gonna have to run out. I'm not gonna have to worry about that. But you know, and women also have the thing too, where like at some point you can't have babies anymore. So like, you know, if a guy's wanting to start a family, you know, it's like, is he gonna go for a woman who probably can't have kids, or are they gonna go for one who can have kids, you know, and still wants that, you know, and stuff like that. So there's stuff like that. There's so many different things out there. I don't think, you know, I think you should just work on yourself and then like be the partner, like become the partner you want to be, and you know, be a good partner, learn how to do that and be a good partner, you know, thing like that, you know. But most of this, yeah, like if it gets easier for men as they get older and work harder for women as they get older, you know. All this has been like a shallow talk. I say find someone you are in love with and marry them, you know, and figure shit out from there. You know, don't like, you know, like when it says dating gets easier for men as they get older, but harder for women as they get older, it's kind of like people who are interested in other people for shallow reasons, you know? Like, at the end of the day, just work on yourself, be a good person, and the hoes will come to you, you know? That's all that matters. My girlfriend wants to sleep with other people while being with me. Is this a red flag? Girlfriend wants open relationship due to her attraction to others. I feel inadequate because she desires new experiences and suggesting we take a 6-month break. I am confused and hurt. Any advice you can give me would be great. You know, yeah, it says, what am I? I'm also seeing here, she's 24, you're 23. Here's the thing with I think with like being young and in relationships, like sometimes you need to like sow your wild oats, as the old people would say, and you know you got to get out there and kind of do it. And then once you get that, like it's just something in your system. And once you get it out of your system, you know, like it's, you know, that's when you want to settle down. Where, you know, differences may vary, but that's why you see a lot of people are coming around now. Like we want to have an open marriage and shit like that, because we did not get we got married too young and we didn't get an opportunity to fuck around. And so now I'm looking to do that. And, you know, sometimes both parties are okay with it and they, you know, they get it to work, you know, they make it work. But like in situations like this where one person wants to fuck around with other people and the other person doesn't, you know, that's where it becomes a problem, you know? Like, if you're going to be in, like, a serious relationship, you probably should be going into it with the idea that, like, hey, I'm not going to be fucking other people. You know, it's just, you know, how life works, you know? One partner, and everyone needs one, you know, one at a time for everyone. You should have one partner, unless you're going to get the belt, then you can have two at a time. Like, you know, after that, though, it's like, you know, but yeah, no, I think she still wants to sow her wild oats. And I think what she's trying to do is have it both ways, where she can still have you as a boyfriend, but she can still fuck other guys. And, yeah, and I think, you know, that's the thing with relationships is that, they do require, I don't want to say sacrifice. I think it should be compromises, you know? That's me, but, you know, everyone's different. You know, everybody makes mistakes.
What?
But, yeah, so I think it's really important. You guys are going to have a serious talk in your relationship. I think you should just talk it, and then you have to decide what you're going to do from there. Because, like, she wants to fuck other people. I'm like, okay, then she should fuck other people, and then you got to fuck other people, you know? It's like that. She can get it out, but, like, you know, I don't like this idea, like, let's take a 6-month break, fuck other people, and then come back together. I'm like, just break up. Like, you clearly don't, like, there's clearly you know, you clearly don't want to be, like, if you're, you know, like, you know, if one dick is, like, not doing it for her and she wants to explore, you know, wants to go to Baskin Robbins and, you know, get a little sampler of every dick out there, you know, like, I don't know, you can't have it both ways. I think that's the thing in your relationship. She cannot have it both ways. She cannot fuck around and have a partner. That's, you know, there's like a give and take, because like men do that boyfriend shit so they can get laid. And so, like, you know, it's a give and take, you know. You can't have, at the end of the day, you can't they want to say you can't have your cake and eat it too, which also, by the way, doesn't mean like you can't have a birthday cake and eat it too. It's like you can't have a cake and keep it intact, but also eat it at the same time. And so I think you guys have to have a serious conversation. Like, what does she want more? She has to realize, what does she want more? To fuck other dudes or to be in a relationship with you? Because if fucking other guys is more important to her than you, then, like, honestly, you're not a priority in her life. And honestly, King, you're better than that. You're way better than any of that and are worth way more. So you can probably find, there's probably a girl out there who doesn't want to hoe around, who is perfect for you. And my advice is to look for that fat fucking fish. Remember, there's plenty of fat fucking fish in the sea. So every day I'm shuffling, you know.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I am married and I'm attracted to my physical therapist.
That's rough, buddy.
We've been married for 7 years and currently in a stable relationship in our marriage. Recently developed strong attractions to my physical therapist, helping me recover from a car accident. I am feeling confused, ashamed, and struggling with persistent thoughts about her. Considering confessing feelings to my wife or changing therapist to resolve the issue. I am seeking your advice on how to handle this situation. Okay. Well, it isn't. Physical therapist is way better than your, like, mental health therapist, I gotta say. Like, I'm just saying, if you're, well, I mean, this is more for the fellas, but I think it can also apply to women too. You just gotta switch some words around. But when looking for a therapist, do not find one that's attractive. Like, I think I've talked about it. Like, my therapist is like an older woman with kids and shit like that, you know? Like, no attraction to her. Like, perfect. And it's not a guy, because I'm not going to be telling my fucking feelings to another man. Like, that's, you know.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered!
So, yeah, I don't think it's uncommon. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're married, like, obviously, like, you know, you develop crushes on people. You know, it happens. Like, you know, you just like people. Like, I fall in love with women on TV all the time. Like, it happens. But I think you have to remember is, like, you can have a crush on someone. The problem is doing something about it, and probably maybe you don't need to tell your wife about it. So there's something there. So yeah, I would say that, like, confessing it to your wife, don't read the room. You know, it's like probably not a good idea to tell her. You know, the best suggestion would probably to be switching physical therapists, to be honest with you. And I know, I think mental health therapists are usually understand this. Like, some of them do. That, like, oh, if my patient's attracted to me and is in love with me, like, it's, you know, it's not a good thing, you know. And I know physical therapist is a little bit different, but, like, if that's kind of a problem, you know, I'm like, you know, it's not, you know, you could, you know, even if you have to be honest with your physical therapist, I'm like, here's the thing. I'm very attracted to you, but I'm also married. And so just for my own, it's nothing you're doing, you know, it's just me. And so I'm just going to switch physical therapists. It's not, you know, don't tell her it's not really about her. It's kind of like, yeah, you know, I don't know if I'm working, you know, maybe not being with the hot physical therapist, you know, like, can we get, you know, honestly though, lady physical therapists, they are very pretty. You'd probably just find a dude, you know, like probably a dude will help you a little bit more. So yeah, I don't think, you know, and like, especially if your wife is like, why did you switch physical therapists? You know, it'd be like, to be honest with you, she's very attractive and, you know, just for my own sanity, I just didn't think that was a good idea. You know, sometimes you're depending on how you bring up the situation and who your wife is, like, things change. But, like, I think you're in like, if you tell your wife in an appropriate way, like, hey, I'm switching physical therapists because I'm kind of attracted to her. And I'm still very much in love with you, and so I just want to let you know, sometimes your wife would be like, oh, that's very nice. She never tried anything with me, but, you know, I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't work with a physical therapist I'm super attracted to, and it's vice versa. Like ladies, like if you have a hot, some hot stud being your physical therapist, I'm like, I don't, like maybe if you think it's going to be a problem, but like at the same time though, you don't know if this physical therapist is single or taken, married, so you could do that. But yeah, I don't know. It is kind of weird, like when a very attractive woman has to help you with like a medical issue, you're like, because you see an attractive woman, you got to try to impress, make her think you're cool, At the end of the day, not like it's like I can't walk, I need your help walking,
I identify as a fucking threat.
Why are so many married couples divorced after they have kids? I personally know 5 married couples that are divorced after having had 2 kids or more. What gives? Okay. Thoughts on this from people I know. They have kids and then they get divorced after that, which, there's a lot of things that can be a problem going on. But I know a lot of couples who got married young because Christianity, and you're like, you can't have sex until you're married, but you're as horny as any human has ever been on this entire earth. So you're just like, fuck it, let's get married in 2 weeks so we can fuck each other, and then people get married and then they realize because they didn't date, they were not haven't been dating for an entire year and got married, and they're just like, I don't think we're compatible with each other, because it takes a couple of years to know if you're compatible with someone. Like even friends, like it takes a couple of years knowing someone before you can you really trust and like care about them, and stuff like that. So a lot of people get married young, and a lot of people think like, oh, we're struggling in our marriage, let's have a baby. That will fix the problem. And kids don't fix marriages, folks. In fact, they probably can make them worse. I'm not saying kids are the reason for parents' divorces. You shouldn't say that, but and it's just worse. So it just annoys me. Like, you're creating life, forcing a human being to exist, having to go through the school system, which is already traumatizing as it is. Then they have to finish school, and then after that, they either have to go to more school, which is a financial burden going to be put on them, or, then they have to go into the workforce and they're going to be poor and struggling all the time. It's like, and like, you made this person exist in the world and like suffer and be depressed and sad and have to live this shitty ass life, all because you're just like, maybe this will fix my marriage. Like, So, yeah, that's why. And then, some couples are good and then they have kids and it's hard to work out because, financial problems are a big reason people get divorced. So, like, kids are kind of money pits. So, that doesn't help a marriage at all, and stuff like that. I think, a lot of people getting married too young and thinking a baby will fix the marriage, and it doesn't. And then so they have kids, they keep having kids and they're like, that'll fix it, and it's like, if we have kids, a lot of times some people think, oh, we'll be trapped together because, like, you don't want sometimes, like, there's a bad stigma around, like, you don't want your kids having divorced parents or whatever. And in my mind, it's just like, I think kids, for the most part, I think they can be understanding about divorce. I think what you need to do is pretend like you and that partner still get along and shit like that. Because, like, if that's the case, then your kids are, like, yeah, it wasn't never really a problem, but, it's always something. But yeah, I think it's just getting married too young and not knowing the person long enough and realizing you're not compatible with each other, or, that's it. I mean, like, going through my observations of people who've been married more than 2 times in their 20s, knowing those people, that's, that's the way it is.
Daddy, chill.
All right, and on to our last question. I shared a table at a restaurant with a neighbor and her children. She snuck out, leaving me with the bill. What should I do? So, first thing you're going to have to do is you're probably just going to have to, like, pay the bill. Like, obviously, I think they screwed you, they played you, and you know what they say.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Not that. What they usually say is... When do they... they usually say...
That's rough.
There we go. That's what I wanted to say. And you're just going to pay it. What there's a couple options you could do. You could ask the restaurant, like, hey, I was out to dinner with her and her family, and we were supposed to be on separate checks and stuff like that. And it looks like she's gone and snuck out. I don't know what to do. The restaurant, there's a good chance the restaurant will be like, yeah, to pay the full thing or whatever. Or they could be cool and just be like, because they all have security cameras and shit. So it's like, you know, what they look like. You could like even give them like a picture or whatever, you know, of what they look like. And sometimes a restaurant can like ban them or whatever, or like press charges or whatever. You can give them their information. It's kind of up to the restaurant on what they want to do. Probably worst case scenario, you're going to be stuck with the bill. You can confront them later and be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? And it's like, you know, it could be like an emergency or something. Like, it could be a reasonable thing and they could pay you back and be good. But if they're refusing to, and, you know, they're trying to do that, you know, hopefully the restaurant is understanding. If not, sorry, you got played. So,
Congratulations. You played yourself.
and that's rough. But, in regards to what else you could do, assuming you end up paying the bill and you can leave the restaurant and stuff like that, you just had to take an L for that. And they're your neighbor, so you know where they live. You know, if I've never had to have this situation, but I've heard stories of guys, and I follow this policy, that if you're playing like a bar gig or whatever, you know, after you play, at the end of the night, you know, if you play for a couple hours, one of those type of gigs, at the end of the night, you know, they give you how much you paid for or whatever. Sometimes they'll be like, you have to pay your bar tab first or whatever. But I'd be like, can you take it out of, sometimes you're like, can you take it out of my pay or whatever? You know, it's like that. But if like, so say there's an agreed upon price, you know, which happens like with the venue or the bar, and then they're deciding to short you or not pay you your amount because like, oh, you didn't bring enough people in the door to justify this or whatever, you know, and it's just something that was like unspoken and they're just trying to screw you over. The general rule I go with is you get to start taking the bar shit because start taking shit from the bar, because at that point, you know, like they're not paying you, you know, maybe go behind the bar, steal a bottle of something nice, you know, if it's that kind of bar. If you're actually playing at bars, they're not that nice. Or, you know, take, you know, if they have anything they have, like, this is mine now, you know? Like, I remember I played at a bar and they basically, no one showed up, you know, I didn't know, you know, that wasn't my fault. They still paid us well, but I'm like, they don't pay us the full amount. Like, I'm taking like a TV off the wall, like screwdriver, like taking it down. It's mine, you know, like, and I'll sell it, you know, I'll split it with the rest of the band too, you know, like, and that's my rule. Like, you know, when a venue owes you money and they're not willing to pay you the agreed upon amount, you know, start taking their shit. They're going to call the cops. What are you going to tell the cops? Like, hey, they owe me money. They're not paying me. I'm taking their shit. You know, it's mine now because they owe me money. The cop is going to be like, work it the fuck out yourselves, you know. For the most part, that's what they're going to do. And if they want a lawsuit, you know, you can try talking. Usually it's nice to have things over text, you know. But this is your restaurant. So I would say if they're going to refuse to, you know, pay you back, you know, assuming it wasn't like an emergency, they're just being shitty, start taking some of their shit, you know. It's like they're going to call the cops on you. They might pull a gun on you, but I don't know. That's the situation, you know, read the room. You know, that's what happens. So take her shit. That's it. And take some of the kids' shit too, because really let it fucking, that's a great way to let that fucking shit sting. And with all that being said, thank you for checking out this episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Sorry.
I like that.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out my music under Schweezy and my social media at the Schweezy, wherever you do that shit. Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, great ways to financially support us and be cool to your school. Free shit. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and wherever you're listening to your podcast. Leave us comments, like our shit. Like or dislike, I don't give a fuck. Leave a review and give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating. So, honk if you love butt drugs and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Thank you for tuning in to Cancel Schweezy, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, and joining me on this incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed the valuable insights and engaging discussion I brought to your ears. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button now. By subscribing, you'll receive automatic updates whenever we release new content, keeping you in the loop with the latest episodes and topics. Subscribing not only guarantees that you'll never miss a beat, but also helps support our show. Your subscription plays a crucial role in helping us continue to bring you high quality content and maintain our podcast growth. So whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform or watching our YouTube channel, take a moment to click that subscribe button. Join our community of passionate listeners and be part of the journey. Personally, I appreciate your support, and together, we can make this podcast even better. So don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected with us. Thank you for being part of our podcast family.